Okay, here we are inside of Sony Vegas Professional 8. What I'm going to do today is show you how to set up a new project and also how to set up a template so that Sony Vegas will work really well with the Fraps files that you're going to be importing to make your EVE Online film with. Now, the first thing we need to do is go File, New, and you can see it's asking us to select one of these templates here for the film that we're going to be making, but we don't want to select any of these templates. We just want to have our own settings. Now, let's say your Fraps files are 1280 by 1024 at 30 frames a second. All we have to do is just overwrite the information in these boxes. So just type in 1280 by 1024, frame rate 30 for 30 frames a second. Field order. Now, Fraps will run at progressive scan. It doesn't have any upper or lower fields to it. That's really for television production. I think upper field is PAL and lower field is NTSC, but Fraps is just in progressive scan. The pixel aspect ratio, that's going to be square, and the pixel format. Now, this is a new thing inside of Sony Vegas Professional 8, where it will actually allow 32-bit floating point calculations for when it does the final render of the film. It will mean that the quality goes up, but also anything that involves an increase in quality in rendering of videos always means an increase in the render time. So you don't have to pick it, but if you do, the render time will go up, but it will look really good. The full resolution rendering quality, best is obviously what you want. Motion blur type. Now, I will cover motion blur in a whole nother tutorial because it's quite a big topic, but for now, Gaussian is just fine. The only other thing to say on motion blur is that EVE Online and Fraps do not have any motion blur as standard. You have to alter the video in some way to be able to generate motion blur. The interlace method is none. You do not want to blend or interpolate any of the fields. Just have that set to none. Audio. Whatever you want this to be, I mean, I think this is the standard setting, and this is pretty much CD quality. If you want to go 5.1 surround, there's more options there, but if you just go stereo with these settings here, that should be absolutely fine. Resample and stretch quality, have it set to best, but what that means is what you can do in any video editing is enable the audio so that you can condense it, stretch it, play it in reverse, speed it up, slow it down, and whenever you do that, the video editing program will always have to resample the actual data itself. So if you have that set to best, it will give you the best possible result basically. Go back to the video and have one final glance over this and make sure everything is how you want it. And then thankfully Sony have this little box here which is start all new projects with these settings. If you select that, you've just created a template of sorts, because every time you open up a new project, these settings will be here and you can just get to work and start importing your Fraps and setting up your EVE Online film, which is really good. But once you're happy with that, click OK, and then you are ready to start importing Fraps into Sony Vegas and start making your film, and from there you are good to go.